Coming up later on NewsHour, thousands of people around the world who thought they were winners in this year's US Green Card Lottery are told it's being redrawn because of a computer glitch.
All my hopes were crumbled. I already started making some arrangements about going to the United States. I even sold some of my personal property. When I knew that all this was a mistake, I couldn't believe it first. I was very depressed. I couldn't eat or I couldn't sleep for 2 days, and I couldn't even tell my friends and my family, and especially my fiancée, that, wait, it's a mistake. I still haven't told her yet.
Oh dear, the story of Jalal, that's later on NewsHour. You're listening to NewsHour on the BBC World Service. For more than a decade, millions of people around the world have hoped for a dream come true in what must be one of the most sought-after lotteries, the Diversity Visa Program in the United States. It was designed to increase immigration from underrepresented countries. In this year's lottery, 15 million people are reported to have applied around the world, hoping to win one of 50,000 working visas or green cards in the random selection process. Last month, 22,000 of those applicants logged on to the internet and discovered their dream had come true. But then 2 weeks later, they were told, sorry, there's been a technical glitch. The lottery would have to be held again. David Donoghue, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Visa Services at the U.S. Department of State, explained what happened and how the lottery will proceed.
Although we received large numbers of entries every day during the 30-day registration period, a computer programming error caused more than 90% of the selectees to come from the first 2 days of the registration period. Because this problem unfairly disadvantaged many diversity visa lottery entrants, we will conduct a new random selection. The new selection will be based on the original entries.
Statement from the State Department. Well, a lawsuit has now been filed against the State Department seeking to reinstate the thousands of potential green card winners. In a moment, we'll speak to the lawyer involved. But first, to the story of one of the many applicants who've been living on this roller coaster. Jalal Elmir is from Chefchaouen, Morocco.
I woke up early that day. It was Sunday. I quickly remembered that it was the first day of May, and I rushed to my suitcase where I kept my information and my confirmation number to check my status on the website. To my surprise, I found out that I was selected. Then I went to my friend who has a faster internet connection, and I checked back again. And I said to myself, oh my God, I won the DV lottery. And I quickly told friends and family that I was selected in the Diversity Visa Lottery, and probably in less than 1 year I will leave Morocco, and I will change my life. I will live in a better place, better than Morocco. And I was very happy. I was the happiest man on earth. I quickly told my girlfriend that we are going to engage, and we are going to leave this place, and we're going to live a better life. Our children will be born on U.S. soil.
So as soon as you got this notification that you had won, you proposed to your girlfriend?
Yes, exactly after I received this notification letter. I was sure that I was going to be selected. I have the qualifications. I was quite sure that I'm going to make it.
Why did you apply in the first place? Because I understand it's not the first time you've applied. Why did you want to go so badly?
I wanted to change my life. I've always wanted to move to another place. I have never been abroad. I like the English literature. I like the American culture. I want to earn my living, and I want at the same time to cherish, to live within the American culture. So it has been a vocation, and ever since I was a child, I was thinking about moving from here, going to the United States. And even when I meet some tourists here, I try to talk to them, I try to make friends with them. And they always ask me to visit them, but, it's very hard for us here in Morocco. It's very hard to get a visa and to go abroad.
What do you think life in the United States is like?
I have witnessed some friends who already went there, and when they came back, they say, it's good, but you have to work hard. You have better wages, you have good salary, if you have children, they will go to better school, they will have good education, and so on.
Tell me about the day when you realized there had been a mistake.
2 weeks after this, everything crashed, all my hopes were crumbled, okay? I already started making some arrangements about going to the United States. I even sold some of my personal property. When I knew that all this was a mistake, I couldn't believe it first. I was very depressed. I couldn't eat or I couldn't sleep for 2 days. And I was very sad. I couldn't even tell my friends and my family, and especially my fiancée, that, wait, it's a mistake. We are not going anywhere. I still haven't told her yet. I told her recently that I am going through some proceeding. I'm preparing some documents just to see where this lawsuit is going. We are going to give us back our right to proceed or not.
So how did you hear about this possibility of legal action?
I was checking Facebook all the time with the friends who already got selected, and they told me maybe there is a lawyer who is going to defend our case and maybe to get our rights back, because we have already received the letters. We have already the letters containing the seal of the United States.
So you're in fact through Facebook talking to other people around the world who are in a similar situation to you?
Yes, all of us share this common dream. All of us have been notified. All of us have been preparing for a different life. Some even sold their cars. Some even got married, and they prepared themselves for a new life. I know one person who is married. He left his job in order to go to the United States and earn his living, and he was hoping that his children will study in a United States school. And he contacted me. He didn't know how to speak in English. He contacted me so I can translate to him what is happening and about the lawsuit. So it's a tragic situation, not only for me, it's for all these 22,000 people who have already been selected.
The vast dream of Jalal El-Mir, just one of 22,000 people. Well, we're joined by the immigration lawyer, Ken White, of White & White Associates in Los Angeles. Ken, I know you're trying to get the State Department to recognize Jalal and the many others as the rightful winners of the lottery. On what basis are you filing the lawsuit?
Yes, thank you for your attention to the story. We really appreciate it. It is critical that the world understands what happened here. That there are 22,000 lives. That their fates are in the hands of the Department of State and our judicial system. Basically, we're taking issue with the State Department's conclusion that the drawing was not random. The statute requires that the lottery drawing be random. And it's what we're saying is that, in fact, notwithstanding the skewing of results, the results were indeed random. If you just take a look at the dictionary, the word random means without definite aim or purpose. And it's clear from the Department of State's statements that there was no intentional act done by anybody at the Department of State to skew the results to those first 2 days.
But the 2 days, but it was unfair. It would be as if you put all your bits of paper in a bowl and you took out half of the bowl and you just took it from the half that was left there. It was a 30-day application process, so that does seem unfair.
Well, if you have pre-knowledge of what's going to be in the bowl or what was going to be selected from the bowl, then yes, it wouldn't be random. But not any one of the individuals who participated in the lottery had any pre-knowledge as to what were going to be the lucky days. The lucky days could have been the 29th or 30th day. But since nobody knew in advance what those lucky days were, it's still considered random. There was no definite aim or purpose to select the 5th or the 6th of October when filing the application. So if you align it just with the dictionary definition, you'll see that in fact the results were random.
But then, okay, you take those 22,000 very sad stories, but there are millions of others who will say, hey, I'm really glad this is being redone because it wasn't fair. What are the scales of justice there, very briefly?
Well, we definitely sympathize, and in fact, in our proposals to the Department of State, we incorporate that sympathy into our proposal. Basically, what we asked the Department of State was to recognize the 22,000 individuals, allow them to go forward with their application, and go ahead and hold a second drawing to allow another 78 to 100,000 to be selected. So our proposal to the Department of State was, let's go forward with the second drawing. Let's allow the original 22,000 who were selected, who received the notification letter, to go forward.
Ken White, thank you for joining us.